Hello and welcome to the barbecue shop here at Hayes Garden World. In this video we are joined by Mr. Richard Holden.
Morning.
Hello. And we are going to be doing a basic beginner's brisket on a Traeger Pro22 barbecue. So Richard, we've got our brisket here. This is a full brisket?
This is a full brisket. Went to the butcher's and asked for a full brisket off the bone. Traditionally in the UK, if you were to go to the butcher's and get a brisket, it would be rolled. We're not looking for that. This is American style brisket. It's exactly the same cut, it's just prepared in a slightly different way. So that is your whole brisket. This part here is what's known as the flat. The butcher's taken a lot of the trim and the connective tissue off for me. So that's the flat part there, and then you can see here we've got a little part that they've just trimmed away some of the extra connective tissue there. And this in barbecue terms, in American barbecue terms, that's what would be known as your point. And we cook them side by side if we're doing competition. And when we get to a certain stage in the cook, this gets taken off, cubed, rubbed in some more barbecue sauce and seasoning, and then popped back on for another 45 minutes until they're just little ooey gooey little cubes of beefy goodness that just
That's what's known in the business as a burnt end.
That's a burnt end. It's not just the caramelized hard crusty parts from around the outside of the brisket. So this is pretty much ready to go. We're going to use one of the Angus & Oink General rubs.
Yep.
Nice natural seasonings. So seasoning goes straight over. Now some people would do this just with salt and pepper. This is a fantastic bit of brisket from my local butcher. It's about 3 kilos, 3.2 kilos, so about 7 pounds in old money. Make sure that we get the ends.
That smells fantastic, that rub.
You've just got these in, and the thing that I like about them, they sent me some samples the other week as well, and the thing is, there's everything in them is a natural seasoning and spice. There's no additives, there's no anything that you don't want in there. It's what you would basically make if you're making your own rub. So nice bit of seasoning all the way along. Now, as I say, some people will put just salt and pepper on this. It would be a really simple rub, a nice ratio, kind of a 50-50 black pepper to Malden sea salt. You could also, some people might put a little layer of French's American mustard on there just to help it stick. But something really simple. We're just going to take one of these pre-made rubs, put it on, and then we're going to put it on the barbecue. This has been brought out of the fridge. It's up to room temperature, and it's going to go onto the barbecue now.
Okay. Do you want me to lift the lid for you?
Yeah, we've got it set up. If you want to lift the lid, I will.
So we've preset the Traeger Pro22 up to 135 degrees.
Yeah, so we're going to do this a little bit warmer today. If you wanted to take your time, you could go down to 121. But realistically, as long as you keep it under that magic 150C mark, this will be absolutely fine. So just with the rub on to begin with, go straight in. And then the thing with the nice thing about the Traeger is you've got this built-in probe. So this is just going to go in, just going to pop that straight into there we go, straight into the core of the beef, so that we get the tip right where we want it. You can already see that we're starting to generate a bit more smoke. Lid down, and that will cook for a good, I'd say, good 4 hours. We want some nice bark on there. We want the sugars in the rub to caramelize and form a nice crust. And then once we get to around about 70, 72 degrees C internal temperature, we'll come back to that and we'll wrap that. And then we'll carry on cooking up to about 95.
No problems. Well, we're going to let that cook for 4 hours. Come back to us and we'll show you wrapping it up, how to wrap it, and we'll put it back in the barbecue and finish it off. We're back with our briskets in the Traeger.
Yep, so we've been cooking this for the last, five and a half hours?
Yep.
Just press the silver button here for the probe selector. It tells us that we are between 72 and 75 degrees C, which is technically cooked, but to get it to kind of really top quality brisket standard, we're going to carry on cooking this to 95. If we did that with the brisket as it is, just on the grill, it could dry out. So what we need to do is we need to put it into a little tented water bath, but instead of water, we're going to use a nice little local beer. So take the probe out, just leave that out of the Traeger for now. And then we take this. So we've got a lovely bark on here, nice crispy crust. It's a little bit bigger than our tray, but it's all going to work just fine. So that goes in there. We've taken the lid off there. If you can just pour about 1/2 centimetre to 1 centimetre in that bottom corner, we'll put that lid down just to keep the heat in.
That smells amazing.
It's that kind of heady combination of smoke and the spices and the beef and everything. So That's not a problem there. That's going to be absolutely fine. You just want to be careful putting too much in, because otherwise you put in all that cold liquid in and it will just slow down the cooking process. So we just put this into the foil tray. That gives us some sturdiness, some stability underneath the brisket. Some people might just wrap this all around in foil, but when you take that off, there's going to be no... If you take it off, the foil underneath can sometimes tear and then the juices run out, whereas this keeps all the juices where we want them. So that's all nicely cinched in. Back over to here. Just turn that around just so that we can get it in the centre of the barbecue. And then the probe, if we just make a hole to begin with, and then pop the tip of that probe in, trying to get that into the very centre of the brisket again, so that we are getting the actual core temperature. Lid down, that's going to carry on cooking at 135 degrees for another 20 degrees up to that 95 mark. There's nothing for us to do right now, so we'll come back later.
Okay, we'll come back. So Richard, we're back. We've given the brisket in the Traeger another couple of hours. We've probed it, we've given it a squeeze.
It's feeling pretty good. It's at the right temperature, it's at 95. So temperature probe out. This is one of the beauties about this piece of kit, really, is that this comes with a temperature probe built in. So, you know, that adage of, you know, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Come on, there we go. You really can carry on cooking with the lid down and still know exactly what's going on inside. So if I just sit that there, lid down, put that onto shutdown sequence. So let's have a look.
Oh.
Look at that. Very exciting. Right, so ideally, let's just say for anybody watching this, knowing about how to cook this already, we would of course normally give this about 2 hours to rest. It will massively benefit from resting, and you may think that, oh crikey, it's been on there 7 hours, 8 hours, how long does this dish take? But it is a weekend, maybe a weekend dish. It's something for maybe a little bit of a special occasion. You are going to put it on, you know, you're going to get up early in the morning, put this on, and then tend to it throughout the day, come back later in the afternoon, take it off, let it rest, and that gives you a couple of hours to get everything else ready. So in that time, you can actually turn the Traeger up, cook some other food as well. You're not interested in what I have to say?
I'm just staring at how good that looks.
Okay, so let's just slice straight through the centre. We'll have a little bit of a cheeky look first. Look
yes.
We'll put this half back in here. Now, if we can get a close-up on this, because this is one of the things that you always see on social media posts, is the juice content of the brisket. If we had cooked this all the way through out of a tray, as in just straight on the rails, that might have just dried out a bit, but you can see the juice that's coming out of there. Also, if you're new to cooking brisket or smoking on the barbecue, this pink around the outside is what's known as the smoke ring. It's not raw. If you think about it, it's cooked all the way through to the center. It's called the smoke ring, and it's just the reaction that happens between the smoke and the proteins, the protein in the meat. So standard thickness on this, competition thickness would be a HB pencil. It's just gone a little bit thick at this end. You just slice that down.
We must say it smells amazing.
I can tell that this is just a little bit too warm because it's for my liking, it's just steaming a little bit too much. It's going to pop a few little tasters there. And I'm just going to slice one more piece.
Sorry, I can't wait.
Do it. Because you have to do the wrap up in a second, whereas I get to taste this. So if we were cooking this for competition, one way to know that this is cooked and it's still quite hot, but if you pull that, could just do it a little bit longer, maybe, but I think the resting process would actually help that. If you pull that with a little bit of tension, that actually pulls to pieces. How is it?
It's very, very good.
It's hot.
It's really nice.
Really cheap cut of meat. It's a cut that our grandparents were very, very familiar with. Put it in, long cook, forget about it. Let it do its thing, and it's absolutely fantastic. The rubs work really well.
It's really, really tasty.
A little bit of beer in there as well.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
So, if you like the recipe of this and how to cook a beginner's brisket, visit our website, www.haysgardenworld.co.uk. We're across all the social media platforms, Also visit our YouTube video channel for more videos like this. I'm sorry, I'm just blown away at how good that tastes. We'll see you next time.